There is a new way in town to have a conversation. The Pot Podcast.
I want to listen to Leah, and Leah will make me laugh.
Aww. Leah, you getting something?
Come on, what do you mean? Start teaching me.
You know, it's a basic need, by the way. Nika chakula, haya, ukweli. By the way, Leah na blush.
No, I'm not blushing.
Come to a point that you are not the boyfriend, but the dad.
You have so much wisdom in you.
Experience.
And experience is the best teacher.
Is the best teacher.
Sijaomoka. Kama Leah. Leah ameomoka.
No, listen. Wacha.
Ile kitu nataka kuambia. Let these young fellas.
Let's change the topic.
Let this boy child waomoke tukue na wewe kwa hiyo ligi bana.
You're spoiling my market.
I'm not spoiling.
You're spoiling my market.
The Pot Podcast. Listen, learn, and get entertained. And on our today's show, baby, why is it that when men are with their side chicks, they're so happy, but when the main girlfriend or the wife is with them, they're serious? You like somebody else who is with somebody else, and then the two of you end up together, and there's this big scandal and drama. This one took somebody's babe. You also can't bring habits of your previous date to your current date. Maybe that's why you're dumped after the first date. When DMing, you just put the love emoji. You're not saying it. You're not even typing it. Hello, my peeps, my people. How you doing? I hope you're fantastic and pushing through. If you're listening to us for the first time, welcome. This is the Pot Podcast with me, Leah Navalayo. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, I know I've not been around for like a month. But guys, I'm so sorry. Let me start my apologies. I know it's not funny. I'm really taking this seriously. I've been putting on strategies to take this podcast to the next level. So I didn't elope. One of my potters was asking me, did you go and get married? Where are you? I'm around. Still very single. You can send in your applications. Oh my. But I promise I'll be consistent. So how was it going? How have you been? Talk to me on all social media handles at The Pot Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Or you can leave me a voice message on anchor.fm/Leah Navalayo. So let's get straight to our today's topic, shall we? In our today's episode, I'm asking the question, are dates still necessary? Are they? Yes or no? So I asked this question on my Instagram stories and 86% of potters said yes. Some of the responses that I got were, and I quote, Kelvin Mwendo says, there's a lot you can learn about a person in face-to-face interactions that you cannot on virtual ones. So much body language signs, you'll be able to get them if you're keen. And if you become lovers, it further cements the relationship, since it's like therapy where you get to talk and help each other grow. And then he goes ahead to add that sometimes people get confused. Dating can be seen as window shopping. When you see something nice and you get in the shop, you ask to see it and you look to check if it constitutes your intention to buy. However, if the seller and the item floors you, you may decide, you know what, I'm taking this with me. He's a friend of mine and he's usually very crazy with his opinions. Another guy who didn't want his name mentioned said that instead of his babe to enjoy the date, she ends up crawling. And she starts reminding him of things that he had forgotten long ago. So he ends up getting upset and they stop speaking to each other. You can imagine that ride back home. Nobody's looking at the other and no stories. And either of you can put on headphones and listen to some music. Life is too short to go home angry. This is when a date goes south. Since you've bored this person on their date, they may tell you to get out of the car or even drive yourself home. Get a driver if you cannot drive yourself home. And then they get out and bang the door. Drama. There used to be these days with my cousin Leon. Hi Leon, shout out. When we are going to town and there's traffic on the road, we would start looking inside people's cars through the window. And then we would notice some couples are so serious. Others are happy and laughing. We would then look at each other and be like, that's not a couple. That must be a side chick. Because when a relationship is real, you'll just see it. And when there's some fakeness, you can detect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that couples don't smile at each other or boyfriend and girlfriend don't laugh and have some good time kicking with each other. No, but you can tell when people are overdoing it. It may be because someone has gotten something nice. Let me hush. Why is it that when men are with their side chicks, they're so happy, but when the main girlfriend or the wife is with them, they're serious? Anyway, back to our today's topic. Most ladies complained that they've not been taken on date nights or picnics in a minute. Guys, why are you doing this to your ladies? You know, dates don't need to be boring or expensive. No, you can go to a live comedy show, have a spa day together. You can go to a ball game and eat some pizza. You can go for a paint date and do some painting. Check out some live concerts, buy a cup of coffee and take a walk together, go bike riding. I mean, honestly, what I wanted us to talk about in this topic of are dates still necessary is 3 things. 1, how long should you wait before saying I love you? Let's also get messy and talk about one night stands, shall we? And how long should you wait before going on a vacation with a new date? Stick around. Next. The Pot Podcast, with an amazing growing audience, is giving you a chance to accelerate your business like never before. Experience the power by advertising with us. For more information, contact us on email, which is thepotradio1@gmail.com. The Pot Podcast. Listen, learn, and get entertained. 1 in numeric. If you read books on relationships or talk to experts, they'll tell you there's a process of dating. First, get attracted to the person to see whether you're going to develop something romantic. Communicate with them constantly and go for dates. Remember to reply texts and WhatsApp. I think here they're talking to me. And now they'll tell you after you've gotten attracted and you are communicating constantly, reality will now start to check in, where you're going to notice flaws of your partner. Some things will start to annoy you. When you begin spending so much time with this person, you'll notice habits you don't like. Yeah, you will. Then see whether this relationship will work. Are you ready to accept their baggage and flaws? If yes, when the bond is strong, intimacy will creep in. It may not just be physical, but emotional. Both of you are opening up to one another without holding back, revealing and sharing secrets. Finally, a solid partnership is born for the future with each other. But in today's dating game, that sounds like rhetoric. And I know most people will agree with me that every situation is different. What works today might not work tomorrow. You also can't bring habits of your previous date to your current date. Maybe that's why you're dumped after the first date. But one thing I'll never understand is the one night stand thing. Call me old school, but I can't So I went to the streets and did an interview sample size of 10 people. They requested their voice not to be recorded and their identities not to be revealed. So most definitely I obliged to that. And among those 10 people, I was surprised by what I found out about their take on one night stands. Among the 10, 4 of them had one night stands, 2 of them had sex a week after they knew the person, and then the remaining 4 were the only people who had never done a one night stand, neither did they subscribe to it. In fact, one of them was like, what is that? Have you been listening to the Pot Podcast? Right here, we always have a good laughter. Wait, you now have a girlfriend?
I have a fiance actually. Not talk about girlfriends. I have many girlfriends, but a fiance I have.
You have many girlfriends?
Yes.
Some inspiration. We want you motivated by real story experiences.
When I'm out with my friends or when I'm out with my family, I will be so happy. We start laughing, and then the next minute I will cry. I will start throwing things down. I will start acting like a mad woman.
And more drama.
The moment you start doing that, it's now the moment that I will go out. And it's now after 2 years I will apologize to my fans and everyone else. And after that 2 years I will already have impregnated like almost 3 to 4 people. Cuckoo danger out there.
It only happens here at the Pot Podcast. Listen, learn, and get entertained. And we are back. Saying I love you is not easy. Those 3-letter words are no joke. If you think it's easy, tell your personal person right now that you love them. I know most people will be like, they should already be knowing that by now. I don't have to keep saying it. Oh my. Call them if you're not in the same place at the moment and tell them I love you. Let's see if it's easy for you. In fact, it's easier to text than saying it. And when texting, you just put the love emoji. When DMing, you just put the love emoji. You're not saying it. You're not even typing it. Others, when they are happy, especially us chicks, we say the opposite thing. Babe, I hate you. Why do you make me so happy? You're 1 in a million. Yet you used babe, I hate you. Why are you avoiding this 3-letter word? Just open your heart and express how you feel. Say it. But the fact of the matter is, men say I love you more than women. Ladies, don't come for me. I'm just stating facts. Anyway, let me stop coming so harshly to the ladies, because it's also hard for me to tell someone I love you. And that is our little secret. You're not alone. My secret is revealed. And lastly, we talk about how long should you wait before going on vacation with a new date. 1 in 10 people think after 5 months. Personally, I'm conflicted by this question. Here is why. Your first vacation together can make or break your relationship, especially if both of you don't know each other too well. You may go on the trip together and then you will notice or experience things that you didn't like. Hell will break loose. People will be asking you, how was your trip? And then you'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it? Who told you to go to the trip in the first place with a stranger? Come on. Then there are people who have this habit of going as a group of fresh dates to a trip together. And then things go and happen. People find themselves in very tricky situations. Maybe the partner you have, you don't like them. You like somebody else who is with somebody else. And then the two of you end up together. And there's this big scandal and drama. This one took somebody's babe. This other person was acting weird when seeing so and so kissing. I mean, why involve yourself in all that? When I come back, it's the conclusion of our today's episode. Time runs so fast. Yes, we've been getting your feedback, and here is what you potters are saying.
Your episode was so funny and I enjoyed your sound. Everything was just so well done, but I really, really enjoyed listening.
Hi girl, I just listened to your latest episode and I've been laughing so hard. This is so fun. I can't wait for the next episode and many more. Thank you.
Remember, it only happens here at the Pot Podcast, where you listen, learn, and get entertained. To conclude on this topic, I'll agree that yes, dates are still necessary. You need to know your person so well. Watch the non-verbal communication. Watch also their verbal communication. Are they emotionally abusive? Understand their sense of humor. It's important to go to dates. So I'll agree. And then also I'll say, don't go to trips with someone who you've known for weeks. Come on, have sense. And then lastly, we are marking 1 year as the Pot Podcast, and I'll be releasing 4 more new episodes before the end of the year, and that will be marking season 1, which will have 22 episodes. It's not easy, my friends, I can tell you. There's so much research and planning that takes place to have an episode. It's a whole production process. But I'm enjoying the journey, and the Pot Podcast will keep rising higher and higher. Season 2 is coming next year. But first, let's finish the 4 episodes before the end of the year. With that, keep listening to the Pot Podcast, sharing the links of the Pot Podcast. We need more people, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Pot Podcast. And I can't wait to meet you in the next episode. For now, I've been your host, Leah Navalayo. Bye. Mwah.